Minnesota's coming to town. And that's the team. As everybody fell in love with the Sacramento Kings last season, Minnesota's the team to me that could creep up into that top 5.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards has arrived. Folks, he's arrived. He was an all-star last year. He's turned into a superstar right in front of our eyes. He's now numero uno on that team. Karl-Anthony Towns playing second fiddle. Rudy Gobert quietly plays some good basketball. You got Slow-Mo coming off the bench, and you got the Warrior killer Naz Reid. You know how much I love Naz Reid.
Is he a starting 5 Warrior killer all time?
He might be.
So we got Will Bynum.
Yep.
Will Bynum has to be there.
Will
right?
Bynum, Terrence Ross.
Hey, it's Ross.
Terrence
He
Ross.
does. We play him once a millennium, but when we play him, he kills us. That is such a great call.
He's the killer.
That is such a great call.
Dude.
That's deep in the bag.
Dude,
Keep going.
deep.
Who else is in there?
Who else is in there?
KCP, I feel like always kills us.
KCP has good games
He
against the
does.
Warriors, and he had a good one last night. Naz Reid is definitely starting 5.
He's starting 5.
Trying to think who else is a Warriors killer. Warriors.
But it has to be like a role player. It can't be like
Yeah,
a
it's
LeBron
certainly
or anything.
not
He can't be a star.
Sabogus.
Yeah, it's not Sabogus at all. Austin Reeves, is he coming?
I mean, he doesn't have enough. The body of work's not as comprehensive.
By the way,
Sorry.
Phoenix survived in Chicago yesterday. So the league is off. I'm telling you, the regular season is off to a great start in the NBA. It is rolling right now.
Caruso had some lockup.
Well,
defense
and
on
so
Kevin
that brings
Durant
me back.
Yeah, he did.
That brings me back to the Warriors. And
Lonnie Walker.
Look.
Lonnie Walker.
we're all Warrior fans, and we cover the team, we talk about the team, and so we're going to have certain biases. We're going to know our flaws better than anyone else. We're also going to be probably more optimistic about our team than most, right?
Yeah.
Last year, admit it, you tried to convince, not you, but people in the Bay Area.
Oh, I did.
You were convincing yourself, trying to convince yourself they'll get it right. It'll look better. It's not as bad as we think it is. It's going to turn around. It'll be next month. Oh, it only worries about the playoffs. Oh, don't worry. Oh, I know it looks tough against Sacramento. We'll get through them. Oh, Steph bailed us out. Oh, we get another opportunity to reset everything. It's just, we were always trying to convince ourselves that it was better than it was. And there were moments where it looked okay. I just feel like watching this team right now, everything passes the eye test. And I don't have to try to make some crazy argument to jump over myself to try to convince myself that this team can compete. I see a collective group of starters who have pelts on the wall, who are playing good basketball and look like they're in good shape. Clay looks like as spry as he's ever been. His discernment is there. He's willing to play defense on a variety of levels. I feel like the two-point shot making has been the best it's been in years. His three-point shot is still there, and he's not just overshooting. He's playing within the fabric of the offense. And even then, I kind of want more Clay offensively right now, which is a good thing. Then I look at Steph Curry. He's still vintage Steph. He's going to be awesome. Didn't love the black shoes with the black ankle thing yesterday. I don't know, but not being said, it's all good.
That was random.
It's just the all black didn't look right on him yesterday.
I'm fashionable.
I don't think Kevon Looney is playing his best basketball right now, but he deserves the benefit of the doubt. He's a grizzled dude. He's reliable.
Rihanna's going to sue us for using all those cuts, man.
Then I look at Draymond Green. Missed last night, personal stuff. He's been really good thus far, right? He's been really good. Got to monitor his health and all that, but I don't question Draymond being ready to play. Then I look at CP3. He's been amazing. CP3's been amazing, and even then, he hasn't really shot well. All right, Kuminga, Moody, all ascending. TJD, ascending. The only real, big, we're waiting for it to come around is Wiggins. And I know a lot of people are jumping to, conclusions on Wiggins. We're 6-3, and he hasn't played well. I'm optimistic.
Let me play devil's advocate here. Let me play devil because I agree with everything you're saying.
I feel like they're checking all my checklist of things that I wanted to see early on.
Let me play devil's advocate. Now, if they were 3-6, obviously, it'd be a problem. Let's not be mistaken. They're 0.2 seconds away from possibly having 2 other losses. One to the Kings and one to OKC. All right? Which would make you 4-5.
Well, I could say they were a goaltend away from winning last night. It's more nuanced than that.
Yeah, that happened with about 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
You had a lot of ball game to go. The devil's advocate in me says when they play teams like the Denver Nuggets, like Minnesota, like the Lakers, it's going to be a struggle to get quality shots. Now, the assist numbers were down yesterday. And I can't wait to get the stat with all the passes per game. They were down to 291 against against Detroit on Monday. We'll see what it is yesterday. But I do think against the physical teams like Denver, the Lakers, Minnesota, long, athletic, physical, fast, they made the Warriors work for every single shot. And the Warriors only got 86 field goal attempts up. So the pace was a lot slower. It's not, they want to get 100 shots up a game. They were down to 86. Getting quality shots against these bigger, longer, more
How
athletic
many of those teams are there?
and physical, well, it's not many, but they're at the top of the West.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To get through the Western Conference, you're going to have to get through Denver.
At least one.
The Lakers, Minnesota.
At least one of them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I look at that, and I look at these teams, because you're going to have to play one of them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
You're going to.
You're going to play one of these teams.
If you want to go where you want to go, you're going to play one of them.
That's my concern. If I have a concern, it's against these teams. You have to be nearly perfect offensively, which means you can't turn the ball over 5 times in the first quarter and give up 12 points off turnovers. Denver also missed a lot of bunnies around the basket.
For sure.
They did. That's a big physical team that gets quality
two guys
shots.
that, in my estimation,
I agree.
give you a lot of what you're talking about. Draymond and GP2 can appease some of that hole that there is.
They're still small for their positions.
No doubt. But aren't you seeing a version of TJD that they didn't have last year?
They didn't have that. But TJG is a rookie.
That's true.
And I don't want to put a lot of pressure on him and say, hey, TJD, he's a good player.
Rely on him.
I think he is reliable, but he is a rookie playing in the NBA. Now, he's the son of Dale Davis, no doubt about that. But this is why Wiggins is crucial to this team.
Of
being
course.
a two-way player.
Of course.
Because a team like the Denver Nuggets, a team like the Lakers, a team like Minnesota, these long physical teams, that's where the smallest Warriors, like even the Nuggets, when you have Dario Saric out there, you could throw Aaron Gordon on him, and he shuts him down on the perimeter. Mm-hmm. That's where Saric is going to be difficult for him.
But they're not going to live and die with Saric carrying them.
They're not, but he's an important player for this team.
Of course.
He's an important player. And so that's where the devil advocate in me say, boy, it's going to be tough to outlast these teams with the smaller Warriors. So that's my only concern with them.
Fair.
I'm not saying they can't beat these teams in the 7-game series, but boy, against these bigger, more athletic teams, they're going to struggle offensively. It's going to be a grind. It's going to look a lot like last night, and the Warriors are going to have to win games they're not accustomed to winning, which is like last night, being physical, being a smaller team, being scrappy. It's going to be an uphill challenge against teams like that.
I mean, of course, they're not the favorite. You know what I mean? Like the Nuggets should be the favorite. They've been excellent for the last, 24 months. They've been amazing. So I hear everything you're saying. I think that the Warriors, if they play the same brand of basketball they've played over the last 9 games, they're going to be there when the dust settles at the end. They're going to be with a puncher's chance against whoever, I believe, in that Western Conference Finals. And I look at the ascension of certain players. I think Kuminga will be better in April than he is right now. I think Moody will be better in April than he is right now. I can already see that they're better from game 1 to game 9. We can already see they're way better than last year. TJD, we've already seen. Like, he's given me more. I can't believe I'm saying this, and I don't want to cry. He's given me more in 9 games, and he's only played a handful of them than what we saw from Wiseman in the last 2 years. Wiseman gave you nothing. They had no other reliable player over 6'6", not named Kevon Looney.
Look, Wiseman wasn't the answer, but Wiseman has some moments. I don't want to slam him.
No, I'm saying
like
last
that.
2 years because he was hurt.
He had some moments. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And do not forget that you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Sponsored by our very good friends at First NorCal Credit Union. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. Shout out to the Comcast Business Text line as well, 888-957-9570. Is that a concern? Is that an appropriate concern against these teams? Because, yes, I am encouraged by the Golden State Warriors in their 9-game start. But I'm also going to be realistic and say, boy, they had a couple games going down to the wire here. Detroit gave you all they can handle. Cleveland took your lunch. Now we'll see Cleveland on Saturday. It's another team that's big, athletic, quick guards. The Warriors, being the third oldest team in the league, they can't blow by guys like they used to. Clay struggles blowing by guys now.
Actually,
Steph Curry at this age
blew by Jokic twice, went on the perimeter.
That's Nikola Jokic.
But that's what they did yesterday. They got Jokic into the pick and roll
Jokic
action.
is not going to, and even then, that's a struggle blowing by Jokic for Klay Thompson. He's not going to always have Jokic on him. Steph Curry is still, he's 35 years old. Steph Curry's all-time great. But at times, blowing by guys is not his best. He's not at his best when he's trying to blow by guys.
But they've always
Chris
been
Paul,
height deficient. They've been height deficient since
but
Bogut
not
left.
athletic deficient. Athletically,
I don't know. I think they're pretty,
athletically at times they're a little outmatched.
I think TJ
early on in that game,
Wiggins, Kuminga, Moody gives them a jolt of athleticism.
Yes, but I'm talking about the starters. I'm talking about the starters, and they're going to be when it comes down to nutcracker time. That's who's going to be up. In that first quarter, the Denver Nuggets got into the Golden State Warriors physically. They got into them.
But I think they missed that second playmaker with that starting unit. Not having Draymond out there, it compromised them.
It did a little bit.
And they got away from the pick and roll action where, Looney kept making pass after pass. I mean, they were getting whatever they wanted for about 4 minutes there, and then it just went away, and they went more ISO, and I kind of would have liked to seen them go back to that pick and roll action because you had both Kuminga and Wiggins in the corner cutting to the hoop, and Loon just kept finding them.
Yeah, no doubt. But that's where the Nuggets, you have to give them credit. You have to give them credit for getting into the Warriors and taking away those actions. Now the Warriors were able to get some backdoor cuts in the second half, being patient, not turning the ball over. Now, if this is a Western Conference Finals preview, we're in for a treat here. Denver will make a move to get better on the bench. I do believe that. They're going to try to make this bench deeper, and they also missed Jamal Murray. And the two-man game between Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic is the best two-man game in basketball.
Yeah, but we missed also, I believe, like Jamal Murray is very vital to what Denver does. No one dismisses that. So are GP2 and Draymond. Now, I don't know if it balances itself out. I'm not sure about that because I would say that though Jamal might be more important to Denver than even both those two. But Dre's pretty damn important.
Dre's important. GP2. Dre's important. Very important.
I mean, they missed GP2. Moody was giving him some of those hustles, some of those, loose ball type of plays. GP2 makes so many winning plays in the half court.
But then you alleviate some of the ball handling Jokic has to do yesterday.
No doubt.
Jamal Murray.
And they took away the passing lanes, I thought, too.
They did.
And because Jamal Murray, takes a stretch shooter away.
I do have a concern, and I'm not saying, hey, you need to go get another big. But these bigger, more athletic teams that are physical, Clay was suffocated at times yesterday. Curry was suffocated at times yesterday. So if I do have a concern, that's why this Minnesota game, this Cleveland game, even OKC with the size and athleticism that they have, I'm watching these games very, very closely to see how the older Warriors can navigate through these basketball games. Now, having this youth infusion and having Kuminga and Moody and TJD playing well, that's a help. That's a benefit. You can lean on that. There's no doubt about that. But they got to get off the better starts. They're not getting off the better starts against these more athletic teams.
So the starting unit was so efficient last year and was, ranked by 50 million different types of metrics that, it was the number one unit in plus minus, in scoring efficiency, in defensive rating. Like it hit all the check boxes. None of those things are true this year. Why is that?
I don't know. Well, I do know. Andrew Wiggins hasn't got going yet.
Has Looney been great early on?
Looney hasn't been great.
Okay.
He hasn't been great.
Because I feel like it's not all on Wiggs. I get what you're saying.
It's not all on Wiggs.
You're not putting it on him.
It's not all on Wiggs. But Wiggs was really good to start the season last year.
Absolutely.
And then that whole net rating starting lineup, how many minutes did they really play together?
I know.
You know what I mean?
So you think it was maybe fool's gold last year?
I don't buy into it much because I look at the closing lineups as well.
Yes, I agree with that.
And they had a lot of slow starts in that first quarter. They got to get Wiggins going. It's just as Guru would say.
I thought the fourth quarter was big for him.
Yeah, but let's put the right on the table. Wiggins has to get going early and often. Early and often, as Daryl.
Shout out Acco Pest Control.
Yeah, what's the read? Acco Pest Control.
Pest of the month, I believe, are mice and rats. So there you go.
Oh wow.